Hey there friends, it's Carly. Welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new here, and welcome to today's video where we are going to be talking all about the second trimester. I'm going to be giving you an update on my symptoms, my feelings, and answering all of your questions. So if that's something you're keen to see, grab yourself a cuppa and let's get into the video. Alright, to start off with, how has my second trimester been? In some ways, it's been better than the first, but in other ways, it's actually been worse. So, in terms of being better, pretty much my morning sickness, my nausea virtually stopped as soon as we crossed over the threshold from trimester 1 to trimester 2, which was fantastic because that was kind of making it hard to get by throughout the day when you're just feeling terrible. Another symptom that I'm really loving for the second trimester is my skin has started glowing. Now, if you're familiar with my journey over here on YouTube, I have been dealing with adult hormonal acne for, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years, and it was getting to the point where sometimes it was hurting, oftentimes it was quite embarrassing, and definitely something I was self-conscious about, particularly as a high school teacher where most of the kids at school have better looking skin than me. So now I'm entering my beautiful era, which I am loving. Now let's move on to some of the not so great things. So one thing that has been quite glaringly obvious to me during second trimester has been my emotions, my hormones have been all over the shop. I thought they were bad first trimester. They have come to a whole new level where I am just erratic. I'm feeling great. I am violently angry. I am sobbing. I'm screaming. I don't know what the hell is going on, basically. Now, my job as a teacher is challenging on the best of days. When you add some like hardcore crap that I've been dealing with in the workplace during my second trimester, and then you put a pregnant person's emotions on top of that, it's kind of been a recipe for disaster when it comes to work. And not gonna lie, I've been finding it really hard to be there. I always show up and I do my 100% and I do my best job, but emotionally it's been challenging, let's say that. And then one of the questions I got was, have you found anything interesting or surprising when it comes to pregnancy? And I have during the second trimester. I mean, it's obvious that your body is going to change and your stomach is going to get bigger. But what I didn't realize is that throughout all of this stretching that takes place, it actually hurts. The ligaments are stretching, the muscles are stretching, the skin is stretching, and that's not like an enjoyable kind of process. And I didn't really think about that because you always see all these beautiful pregnant people and they're holding their tummy and rubbing their tummy and they're looking so gorgeous and making it out to be just this beautiful and tranquil kind of process. And there are just times where I'm like laying with a heat pack or, you know, moaning around in agony. I don't know pain at the moment. I'm sure I will find out pain as we near the end of, you know, the whole experience and I'm actually giving birth. I'll understand pain then. But at the moment, my like feeble-mindedness considers this somewhat painful, or at the very least, uncomfortable. So Barb hit me up with a few questions. She wanted to know, what was it like feeling the baby move for the first time? It's kind of hard to say because those first initial movements when we were kind of like at week 16 of pregnancy were so subtle, almost like little butterflies in your tummy. It was hard to know whether it was actually the baby moving around or whether I just had gas, which could have been an option as well. So once it sort of elevated from that, it became like very obvious that it was a human inside me, which is incredibly disconcerting for a start. And Also sometimes uncomfortable because you could feel the baby kicking down on your bladder, and you already need to go to the toilet a lot. So sort of just made matters worse. But I remember the first time I felt like a real sharp kick, and it was just exciting, really. It just kind of blew my mind. Very Sigourney Weaver and Aliens type vibes for sure. And then she also asked, what are my birth plans? And everyone has told me to eradicate the word plan from my mind, because when you're giving birth, nothing really goes to plan, and instead to have preferences. So that's, I guess, what I'm trying to adopt. And what I am kind of trying to do in my mind is to do a worst case scenario. I will do this as a last resort option, and then here are all of my strategies leading up to that. So my kind of last on the rung option is a C-section. Quite frankly, the idea scares me. Also, as a first-time mum, I have no idea what parenthood is going to bring. The idea of, major surgery and 6 weeks recovery afterwards is, in my opinion, for me, not ideal, because I don't know how I'm going to be afterwards emotionally. I don't know how challenging it's going to be to, raise a baby. So I would rather not have to put physical pain and recovery sort of on the list of things to add to it. And then kind of next up from that is epidural. Same sort of thing, sort of scares me. I'm generally scared of a blood test. That's a small needle in the arm. The idea of a ginormous needle in my spinal cord is quite alarming. I understand that I might get to a point where I go through all my other options and I reach that one, and that's what we go with, and so be it. But they're down the end of the list. I don't know. I'm just gonna go in there praying for some Holy Spirit, some peace, some pain-free birth, and if you guys can add me to your prayer list, that would be good. And we'll just try and do a heap of meditation and stretching and good exercises, and eat my dates and drink my tea that are going to soften the cervix to prepare. There'll be a whole preparation situation happening beforehand to prepare myself physically and mentally, so that the things that are down the end of the list hopefully do not have to come to fruition. I'm thinking, as an optimist today, which is unusual for me, but I will maintain my optimistic thinking for as long as I can. Lil also hit me up with a heap of questions. So first one, she wanted to know, have you and Dave thought of names? And we have had our babies' names picked out for quite some time. Before we even, started trying for kids. I don't even think before we'd even decided, at this point in time, we're gonna start trying for kids, we already knew our kids' names. And so we are still very happy with those. We do have a boy and a girl picked out, but we also have a backup plan, because mum likes to tell me that sometimes they come out and they just don't look like the name that you've assigned to them. So there are 2 boys and 2 girls, and being that I'm an English teacher, I have elected to go with an alliteration because I love a language technique. So I'm not going to reveal to you here, but it will be a H name. And they're very cute in my opinion, so I'm very happy with that. And we do have middle names selected as well. So excited. Don't know, I've been calling the baby a certain name because I think that it is a boy. Dave thinks that it is a girl, so he's been, calling the baby the other name. So we will see who is going to be right on the day. Speaking of the sex, many of my kids at school have actually suggested I do a testing out old wives' tales when it comes to the sex of my baby video. If you'd like to see that, let me know down in the comments below, and let me know some sort of wives' tales that I should test out, and we'll do a little tally to see who according to these, you know, myths and omens is correct. Is it Team Carly or Team Dave? We will see. And then the next question Lil asked is baby brain. And considering that she is a student in my year 12 class and I've been losing the plot, not remembering how to spell words or speak English, I think that we can safely say that I have definitely been experiencing baby brain. And it's actually a scientific, you know, fact that your brain capacity while pregnant does shrink significantly because you are directing all of your energy towards creating another human. So hopefully I get my brain back at some point after pregnancy. We'll see how we go with that. Birth plan in regards to traveling, as we have no maternity ward. So the kind of area that I live in doesn't have a hospital at all. We will be moved down the coast by the time baby H is due. However, as Lil said there, the hospital that we have access to locally doesn't have a maternity ward. So I have a choice to drive 45 minutes in either direction to access one of those, and I've decided to drive north simply because like this is the road that I've been traveling the last, you know, 7 years of living up here. So I'm super familiar with this road. Dave travels up and down, you know, this way a lot. So he's super familiar with it. There's also been a whole heap of different, you know, roadwork upgrades around here over the last couple of years. So it's very easy to drive, mostly straight, like not too windy, except in like some small patches. So very easy in terms of driving. We also know where the hospital is. We don't know where the Southern Hospital is. And we've heard kind of mixed reviews on, you know, both the North and South hospitals and their maternity units, but some of the more recent reviews from people that we know have been quite favorable in terms of the Northern Hospital. So that's where we're gonna go to, and hopefully there's no need to pull over on the side of the road and give birth, because I do know quite a few people locally who have had to do that. So let's pray that's not me. Nursery or baby room. I'm not sure if I showed you on the last like house tour update the room that we're planning for Bubba's room. But we do have one in mind. Obviously at this point that I'm recording this, we are not moved into our house. So the nursery room, baby room is a collection of crap over that side of the camera, just in our spare room, which I'm using for filming. So I am very excited to, you know, I love this house to death. Been great to us, but I'm very excited to maneuver down to our brand new home and to actually set up baby's room. So there'll definitely be a nursery room setup and tour video later on in the year. So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that. I'm beyond excited. Yeah, it's gonna be great. How has your dog acted? Any strange behavior from him since being pregnant? I don't think he's acted strange. The only thing I can say is that he's been more clingy to me. He generally, out of me and Dave, he, you know, has a tendency to align a little bit more with me, but like following me around the house wherever I go, he's always coming up to me and seeking pats. He's been a bit more open to affection from me because he's not a particularly affectionate dog. So not too much change from good old Mackie boy, but definitely he's been loving up on his mum for sure. So that's all we have in regard to questions. I have gotten another ultrasound during my second trimester. It was our 20-week scan, which was super exciting to see because there'd been 2 whole months from, you know, my 12-week scan to my 20-week scan, and I'd been desperate to see baby in that time and just make sure that things were chugging along okay, and just get a little glimpse of their cute face, and they were definitely cute. It was awesome to be able to see so many more features that had developed over that chunk of time. And the lady doing the ultrasound got one great shot where it was like a close-up sort of their face, and you could see the indent of their nose and their little pursed lips. So that was really cute. But one request that was made from Barbara was to show any of the clothes or other little bits and pieces that I picked up for baby H. You know, other than the big ticket items that I think I showed you guys in another video a month or so ago. So let's go into my room and I'll show you a little haul of some of the things I've bought so far. So here's what we have so far. Obviously I do have a car seat, a baby bath, a stroller, and a diaper bag that I bought, and then also a bassinet that was given to me by my sister-in-law. But these are things that I have bought myself new. So over here I've gotten a few little things that I obviously won't need for quite some time, but they were on sale at Aldi, so I thought I'd pick them up. I've got two little puzzles, and as you take the animals in and out, it makes the sound of the animal when they go back in the slot there. And being an English teacher, I love reading. I'm so excited to read to my kids at night. And I particularly love books that have little touchy things or little flaps, sort of sensory bits that can kind of make them more engaging. So I got all of these ones from Aldi, and honestly, who doesn't love the Very Hungry Caterpillar? In this box, it is our baby monitor, which we'll have when they're sleeping in their room. And then these Tommy Tippy bottles, actually I got for free when I ordered some things off my Amazon baby wish list. They were like a little free gift, so that was exciting. I've also picked up these silicone sort of feeding bowls and utensils. Won't need that for quite some time either. And same deal also for feeding. I've got these 6 little glass jars with silicone lids so that I can make up different baby food, cook it up and store it in the fridge. Got these 2 little plastic bags, I guess, for putting baby wipes in, and then having those in our nappy bag. And then these are my clothing items, and actually all of these I picked up from Target. So I've got a couple of bibs so far, little mittens. How cute are these bunny slippers? I think they're adorable. Some socks, some cardigans, and these are one of my favorite ones. I just think that they're really adorable, and this is another favorite of mine as well because it's got a cute little bear on it. There he is, little bear. So these are suits with short legs but long arms. These are suits with short legs and no arms. And then these are all kind of more sleep suits or colder weather ones because they have both long arms and long legs. This is another favorite of mine as well. It's like a little knit set, so it's got a knit jumper and then some knit little leggings. And then this is my leggings section. So I've got some more sort of little knit ones here, and then just some regular leggings with patterns, and then my little hooded towel pack. And as you can see, I've gone for a very neutral color scheme: white, beige, light gray, and sage green, just so you know it's, I guess, gender appropriate, if you will. And all of these things I sort of bought in different sizes. So some of them we've got as like 2Os, as 3 to 6 months. Some of them are 3Os. Some of them are new baby ones, because I just wanted to have a few things on hand, not knowing what the size of our baby would be when they're born, and just having things that can be used at later points in time as well. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe down below. I put out new videos every single week. I will hopefully be able to do a final pregnancy update and Q&A as we reach the end of my 3rd trimester. So if you have specific questions for the end of the year as baby's arrival is imminent, make sure you leave those in the comments down below. With that being said, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.